believe I have built the perfect gaming handheld. What's up guys, Matt here from Toasty DIY, and welcome to my video talking about my ROG Ally X and how I got SteamOS installed on it. It's no secret that Steam has a chokehold on the handheld gaming market right now, with the Steam Deck being the most popular option, and the number one reason it's built on the very popular game store Steam, but also its interface is so user-friendly. Not only is this interface super easy to use, with it being based on Linux, it's actually progressed the Linux gaming industry tenfold, making games much more usable on Linux, as you've seen in the content we've done on our main channel, Toasty Bros. It's a really cool thing what Steam is doing with SteamOS. Now recently, Steam has been working with some handheld manufacturers like Lenovo to release their new handhelds with the Steam operating system installed, and potentially they could release a public version for us PC gamers to install on our gaming PCs. Hey guys, Future Matt here. Wanted to jump in because while editing the video you're watching right now, I realized that SteamOS now has a beta, or I think it's an alpha, that you can download on the ROG Ally X now. It's not officially supported, we are still in early stages, but the point of me saying that, hey, Steam isn't working with companies like Lenovo to get SteamOS on their handhelds, we seem to be getting there really quickly with Asus as well with the ROG Ally X. So Bazzite's still very viable right now, and I probably still would run Bazzite instead of the alpha/beta version of SteamOS, but once SteamOS does come out, expect a video on that. I'll definitely give it a go. Now, back to the video. But for right now, we only have these community-made Linux distros, and the one that I'll be focusing on today that works absolutely beautiful with the ROG Ally X is Bazzite. Now, Bazzite is a version of Linux that takes everything awesome about SteamOS and makes it very user-friendly for desktop installs, and more specifically for handhelds like this. There are specific versions created for these handhelds that take all the awesome features these handhelds have to offer when they normally run Windows and allow them to work in SteamOS. And it's very easy to do. You can do it one of two ways. You can actually set up dual boot if you want to, where you can take Bazzite in Windows and have them on one drive where you can dual boot to either one. But for me, I was willing to commit 100% to Bazzite. So what I did was buy a new SSD. This is a good time for me to upgrade my drive from a 1 terabyte drive to a 2 terabyte drive. I slapped in that 2 terabyte drive and installed Bazzite using a bootable drive. When you go to Bazzite's website, you can actually select which handheld you want to use. Mine was the ROG Ally X. I downloaded the specific installer for that, installed Bazzite, and honestly, it was the most seamless process I've ever had in installing an operating system on a device like this. And the best part is it's so user-friendly. Windows is just not great for handhelds. I know some people will argue that Windows works absolutely fine for handhelds, but times when my device had Windows installed, whether it's a handheld I'm using right now like the ROG Ally X or a handheld that I would use for a Toasty Bros video, if it had Windows on it, I never stuck with it. I always gave it up after a while and it just became too inconvenient. But with SteamOS, it makes what's already awesome about the ROG Ally X even better. The interface, super simple. It's so easy to navigate through all your game libraries in Steam. There are a lot of guides out there that actually help you install emulation things as well via EmuDeck, which allowed me to install games like Pokemon and other games here. As you can see in my Steam library, you can link it into your Steam library so all your emulation and Steam games are in one place. And with this operating system, the handheld feels much more like a handheld. Regardless of which handheld you're using, the biggest problem with Windows is it feels like you're using a laptop but with joysticks. It's just not a good experience overall, so that's why I highly recommend people get this operating system on your handheld, especially if it's supported, because it really makes that handheld experience something that you can actually enjoy on this device. Now you would think installing a third-party operating system on a device like this that was designed for Windows would be very clunky. It actually isn't. The way they modified this install for the ROG Ally X allows you to get access to all the stuff that you had access to on Windows. The power controls are very easily accessible by double-clicking a button here. You're also able to change the RGB modes if that's something you really care about. I actually like leaving it on the Steam purple color that it defaults to. And you're not limited to this Steam big picture mode. You can actually switch to a Linux desktop environment as well. While I will say on the handheld, it's not super easy to navigate, just like in Windows. You're better off using this desktop environment when docking the device with a keyboard and mouse if you want to do, let's say, setting up certain game files, emulation, or just using it as an actual work computer. You can certainly do that in the desktop environment. But I will say one of the coolest things I love about this device is the quick playability. And what I mean by that, let's say we launch a game right here like Sekiro, which is a game that I've been playing a decent amount on my handheld, running around having a good time gaming, but you know what? I gotta pause for a second and come back to it. When you're playing on Windows, you do have the sleep functionality built into these handhelds. Most of the time when you go into sleep mode by tapping the power button and wake back up, either your game crashes or for whatever reason your system restarts. It just happens all the time for me. But with this, it has a quick save functionality to where it will save your state. And once you hit that power button again, there you go, you're right back where you left off. I've done this a lot for playing games like Pokemon through emulation and had the ability to sit on my couch, play my game for a couple hours, sit it on my living room table, come back the next day, hit the power button and jump right back into gameplay within like 2 seconds. It's so much more user-friendly than Windows where you have to manually load up an emulator. And now yes, there are ways in Windows you can get around this and build a similar experience within Windows, but in terms of the ease of use and the amount of time you want to commit to building the perfect handheld, I really think Bazzite is the best way to go about it. Now, as you guys can tell, this isn't really a guide on how to set up Bazzite on the ROG Ally X. There are a lot of other creators out there that I'll leave links down below have done a way better job than me, and they're guides that I have used to set up my own ROG Ally X. But this is just my little essay piece to tell you guys, hey, if you guys are rocking an ROG Ally X, an ROG Ally, or any handheld that has official support for Bazzite, and maybe you haven't touched that handheld in a while and it's collecting dust in the corner, and you probably know it's probably because of Windows making it a little bit difficult to utilize that device, pick it up, maybe install a new SSD, or just go straight into Bazzite and give this handheld new life. Because essentially right here what I have is a Steam Deck with a bigger battery and faster processor, which again, I cannot complain about. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this little video talking about how I built the perfect ROG Ally X using Bazzite OS, or essentially Steam OS. If you guys did enjoy this video and you download Bazzite yourself, check that link in the description down below. You can download Bazzite from their website. You have to make a bootable USB and all that. We've done a lot of videos on the Toasty Bros channel on how to set up Bazzite for, let's say, a gaming desktop. So if you want to see those videos, be sure to go to the Toasty Bros main YouTube channel. And man, I can't believe Bazzite OS really just made handheld gaming that much better. And Steam, I'm watching out for you guys. Keep releasing this version of Steam OS to a bunch of different handhelds because it is going to be the standard in handheld gaming. So once again, guys, thank you for watching today's video. Hope you like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.